What if some of the most glamorous women ever connected to Hollywood carried stories far more extraordinary than audiences ever imagine? Behind dazzling smiles, elegant gowns, and unforgettable screen appearances were lives shaped by courage, reinvention, public scrutiny, and relentless determination. Tonight, we'll explore 8 remarkable figures whose journeys challenged expectations and changed history forever. Some became groundbreaking pioneers, while others transformed the conversation about identity itself. Stay until the end because every story reveals a different kind of strength. Caroline Tula Cossey. Caroline Tula Cossey seemed to embody everything the entertainment industry admired. Tall, elegant, and effortlessly photogenic, she built a successful modeling career before appearing as a Bond girl in the 1981 James Bond film For Your Eyes Only. To audiences, she represented sophistication, confidence, and classic glamour. Few could have imagined how quickly that carefully built career would be shaken by circumstances beyond her control. Shortly after her Bond appearance, a British tabloid publicly revealed that Casi was transgender without her consent. According to the source material, what should have been a breakthrough moment instead became an intensely personal experience played out in front of the world. Overnight, media attention shifted away from her professional achievements and focused almost entirely on her private history. Newspapers and gossip columns encouraged public curiosity, while often overlooking the person behind the headlines. Rather than disappearing from public life, Casi chose to speak openly about her experiences. She published memoirs, advocated for dignity and equal treatment, and challenged the way transgender people were portrayed in the media. She also became the first openly transgender woman to appear in Playboy, further increasing her visibility during a period when such openness carried significant personal and professional risks. Today, Caroline Tula Cossey is remembered not simply for overcoming public scrutiny, but for transforming a painful experience into lasting advocacy. Her story reminds us that true courage is often found not in avoiding adversity, but in continuing forward with grace, resilience, and unwavering self-respect. Christine Jorgensen. Christine Jorgensen became one of the most recognizable names in America almost overnight, but not because she had planned to become famous. After serving in the United States Army, she traveled to Denmark, where she underwent hormone therapy and gender-affirming medical treatment. When she returned home in the early 1950s, newspapers transformed her deeply personal journey into front-page news, introducing millions of Americans to a subject that had rarely been discussed openly. According to the source material, her story immediately challenged long-held assumptions about gender and identity. What captured public attention wasn't only the medical aspect of her transition. Christine appeared confident, elegant, and remarkably composed at a time when many people had never encountered someone living openly as a transgender woman. Reporters treated her as both a curiosity and a cultural phenomenon, while the public struggled to understand a reality that challenged familiar social expectations. Instead of retreating from the spotlight, Christine chose to educate rather than hide. She built a successful career as a public speaker, entertainer, and author, using intelligence, humor, and grace to encourage greater understanding. Although constant media attention often turned her private life into public discussion, she remained determined to define her own story instead of allowing headlines to do it for her. Today, Christine Jorgensen is remembered as a groundbreaking pioneer whose courage helped reshape public awareness. Her legacy extends far beyond history books, reminding us that visibility can become a powerful force for understanding, compassion, and lasting social change. April Ashley. April Ashley's journey is one of the most remarkable stories of resilience and reinvention in modern history. Born in Liverpool, England, she endured a difficult childhood before leaving home in search of a new beginning. That search eventually brought her to Paris, where she found success performing at the famous Le Carrousel Cabaret, According to the source material, after undergoing gender-affirming surgery in Casablanca in 1960, Ashley embraced the identity she had long known as her own, and soon entered the world of fashion, modeling, and high society. Her striking beauty and elegant style quickly attracted attention from photographers, designers, and magazine editors. For a brief period, it seemed she had finally achieved the life she had worked so hard to build. However, that success was interrupted when a British newspaper publicly revealed that she was transgender without her permission. Overnight, admiration turned into relentless public scrutiny, and her private life became the focus of headlines instead of her accomplishments. The challenges continued when her marriage became the subject of the landmark Corbett versus Corbett case, a legal decision that profoundly affected transgender rights in the United Kingdom for many years. Despite those setbacks, Ashley refused to surrender to public judgment. Instead, she continued advocating for dignity, equality, and understanding. In 2012, she was appointed a member of the Order of the British Empire in recognition of her contributions to society. Today, April Ashley is remembered not only as a pioneering model, but also as a courageous woman whose determination helped inspire generations seeking acceptance, equality, and respect. Candy Darling. Candy Darling transformed herself into one of the most unforgettable figures of New York's underground art scene by drawing inspiration from the elegance of classic Hollywood. Fascinated by legendary actresses such as Kim Novak, she carefully crafted an image defined by timeless glamour, graceful poise, and unmistakable sophistication. According to the source material, her performances in Andy Warhol productions like Flesh and Women in Revolt established her as one of Warhol's most celebrated muses, while her striking appearance made her impossible to ignore. As a transgender woman living openly during the late 1960s and early 1970s, Candy challenged social expectations at a time when public understanding remained extremely limited. Rather than allowing herself to be defined by labels, she wanted audiences to recognize her beauty, creativity, and individuality first. Every public appearance reflected careful attention to detail, from her glamorous wardrobe and vintage hairstyles to the confidence she carried wherever she went. That commitment turned her into a symbol of self-invention and artistic expression. Despite earning admiration within creative circles, mainstream acceptance remained difficult to achieve. While artists, photographers, and musicians celebrated her unique presence, broader society often viewed her through curiosity instead of understanding. Even praise sometimes reduced her to an object of fascination, rather than recognizing her humanity. Candy Darling passed away in 1974 after battling lymphoma, but her influence has never disappeared. Today, she is remembered as far more than an underground icon. Her legacy continues inspiring artists and audiences alike, proving that authenticity, elegance, and courage can outlast both prejudice and time itself. Roberta Cowell. Roberta Cowell's story stands apart because it combines military service, engineering, motorsports, and extraordinary personal courage. Born in 1918, she became a successful racing driver, studied engineering, and served as a Royal Air Force fighter pilot during the Second World War. According to the source material, she was shot down during a mission, captured as a prisoner of war, and later escaped, experiences that demonstrated remarkable determination long before her life entered public discussion for another reason. After the war, Cowell continued pursuing motor racing while privately confronting a deep conflict between the public role expected of her and the identity she knew to be true. In the early 1950s, she underwent gender-affirming medical treatment and became the first known British transgender woman to receive gender-affirming surgery. At a time when public understanding of transgender identity was extremely limited, her decision required extraordinary courage. What made Cowell's story especially compelling was the contrast between public perception and personal reality. She had already been recognized as a decorated pilot, accomplished engineer, and racing driver before beginning her transition. For many people, those achievements challenged long-held assumptions about gender and identity. Rather than allowing public attention to define her life, Cowell continued moving forward with quiet determination. Her journey expanded society's understanding of what courage could look like, proving that strength is measured not only by surviving war or competition, but also by living honestly despite overwhelming social pressure. Today, Roberta Cowell remains a pioneering figure whose remarkable life continues inspiring conversations about resilience, authenticity, and personal freedom. Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner's story unfolded in a completely different media era, yet it reflects many of the same themes found throughout this video. Long before becoming one of the world's most recognized transgender women, Jenner had already achieved international fame as the gold medal-winning decathlon champion at the 1976 Olympic Games. Years later, a new generation came to know her through reality television, where she became part of one of America's most closely followed families. According to the source material, her public transition in 2015 marked one of the most widely covered moments in modern entertainment history. Unlike many pioneers who were exposed against their will, Jenner chose to share her story publicly through a televised interview, and later appeared on the cover of Vanity Fair as Caitlyn Jenner. Her announcement immediately attracted worldwide attention, introducing millions of people to conversations about transgender identity on an unprecedented scale. While many praised her openness and courage, others debated her story, demonstrating how public visibility often brings both support and criticism. The intense media attention also placed Jenner in a unique position. Many people viewed her as representing an entire community, creating expectations that no single individual could realistically fulfill. Every public statement, interview, and appearance became part of a much larger cultural conversation. Today, Caitlyn Jenner's journey remains one of the most recognizable transgender stories of the modern era. Whether admired, debated, or discussed, her decision to live openly transformed public awareness and demonstrated how visibility can influence conversations far beyond the entertainment industry, reaching audiences around the world. James Dean. James Dean remains one of Hollywood's most enduring cultural icons, even though his career lasted only a few years. Through unforgettable performances in East of Eden, Rebel Without a Cause, and Giant, he redefined what a leading man could be. Instead of portraying the confident, invincible heroes audiences were accustomed to seeing, Dean brought vulnerability, emotional intensity, and quiet rebellion to the screen. According to the source material, that unique combination made him a symbol of a new generation, while also inspiring decades of speculation about his personal life. Unlike several figures discussed in this video, James Dean was never documented as a transgender person, and the historical record does not support presenting him as one. However, his unconventional style, emotionally expressive performances, and long-standing rumors about his sexuality placed him at the center of public curiosity for decades. His image challenged traditional ideas of masculinity, encouraging audiences to project their own interpretations onto his life, both on and off the screen. Much of Dean's lasting fascination comes from the mystery surrounding him. His career ended tragically in 1955 when he was killed in an automobile accident at just 24 years old, leaving countless questions forever unanswered. Because he died so young, speculation often grew larger than documented history. Today, James Dean's legacy rests on his extraordinary influence as an actor rather than the rumors surrounding his private life. His unforgettable performances continue inspiring new generations, proving that vulnerability, authenticity, and emotional honesty can become just as powerful as traditional Hollywood heroism. These remarkable stories remind us that fame has never been as simple as it appears on the surface. Some changed history through extraordinary courage, while others became symbols of how quickly rumor can shape a public image. Which journey surprised you the most, and whose story inspired you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more fascinating stories from Hollywood history. Thanks for watching.